Hey guys, what's going on? So odds are you have been on Instagram in the past couple of weeks, or odds are you've been on YouTube in the past couple of weeks, hence the reason you're watching this video. And now odds are because of those two things you've heard a lot about this whole Devin Physique situation with ShredZ, their company that's been scamming people essentially, who'd been ripping people off. And then also, you've got the common association with this guy named Devon Physique, who had also been scamming people, and who had also been Adobe Photoshopping a lot of his pictures. Now, this is the thing, guys. In the fitness industry, in the beauty industry, whatever industry you're in that has to deal with aesthetics or general looks, you're gonna get a lot of people like this that want to enhance, and they say enhance, I say it's just a bunch of bullshit, but they want to enhance the way they look. So like Devon Physique, they'll take what they've got, right? For instance, you've got this picture where Devon Physique has a moderately okay physique. I mean, it's nothing spectacular, but then he goes over and he modifies it so that he has like a thinner waist, he's got a bigger upper body, larger shoulders, bigger arms, more vascular, bigger quads, and all of this. And he does all of this enhancement through Photoshop in the efforts to really wow people. He wants to just shock and awe people and get people to be astounded with this incredible progress that he's made. And the thing about it, guys, is you're gonna notice that a lot of people do this, right? They utilize Photoshop, they utilize lighting, and they utilize a bunch of different illegal substances, let's just put it that way. I'm not gonna put any names behind that one, but when you look at everything, you've got to determine what's real and what's not real based upon kind of the whole outline of how it looks over a span of time, right? There are clearly pictures out there of Devon Physique doing a physique competition or other things where his waist is not very small like he describes it on some of his pictures, right? His waist is actually pretty damn broad, almost like mine is. And to be honest, when you start smushing it in together, it does give the appearance that this guy's a giant. He's huge, he's ripped, he's shredded, but he's really not. And then you've got a big company like ShredZ that says, do you want to be like Devon Physique? Well, of course you do, because this dude's all over Instagram and everyone's drooling over him. So I'm gonna go buy that ShredZ stack. And that's what people had been doing, right? They had been selling all these stacks and packs on ShredZ, assuming that people want to look like Devon Physique or Joey Swole or the other people that are in ShredZ. And it's genius, really. I mean, you get a person that's really iconic and you put them at the top of the totem pole. This is any marketing, by the way. And people want to look like that, so they buy what the people are using and promoting because they trust that person. And that's the messed up thing with everything, right? I mean, he's done other scams with his whole fitness challenges that I won't get into, but this is the one main topic I really want to dive into. How they utilize this high power of audience and attraction in order to put people into programs and into nutritionals and into supplements that don't really work for the consumer, right? They might be subpar supplements or subpar nutrition plans or workout programs, but if they're nothing spectacular, then why would you attach that to a spectacular name? And that's what the thing is, guys. You've got these big companies with all their money that they're spending on marketing, and they're spending it on the right places. People like him. But once a person like him gets exposed, people are going to start to finally see the truth. And the truth behind it is the guy's fake, right? He doesn't look nearly as good as he wants to believe he looks because he's been putting all these pictures on Instagram. All these people love it. But at the end of the day, you're exploited. You're fake, dude. You're really nothing. You're just trying to lie to people, and eventually lies come around full circle. And that's really what had been happening. But in the fitness industry, I say that there's nothing wrong with utilizing lighting to your advantage because that could show off striations and cuts in a different way that you would have never been able to do it. But when you start adding in all this photoshopping in the wrong fashions, that's where you draw the line. When you're enhancing the way you look on a computer through modification of muscle size or density or whatever it may be, that's where you're drawing a line. That's fake, that's fraudulent, and that's misleading the public, right? Because now I'm afraid that people in the public are going to get a bad interpretation of fitness icons and fitness models, right? Because you've got these people that fake everything, and they want you to believe in their facade because they are the shit and they want you to buy their shit too, so that they can live large. And like after a while, this dude, he's been posting videos with all these crazy exotic cars. Like I don't even know, I don't pay attention to him too much, but he's got all these exotic cars, he's got a nice Ducati. The dude's got it made, and it's all because people want to look like him, but he really doesn't look all that fascinating. And that's the thing, guys. Don't buy into these scams. If it's obviously too good to be true, it's probably most likely a scam. Now, the one thing I will say is this. You've got to find sources that you can trust and you can actually relate to. A person like Devin Physique, they put up pictures and some videos, but they never really give you an in-depth overlook on their thoughts, their beliefs, or anything of that nature. They can care less about putting that out there. All they want is their image, right? And when you have an image, that clouds everything. So you need to find somebody like Elliot Hulse, right? Or like Matt Ogus, who put their life out there. And they put everything boldly out there for people to see. Because they want you to trust in them. And that's how you build a trust, guys. When you're online looking at fitness icons and you're trying to find an online presence that you can trust for your information, it would be like Matt Ogus, like Elliot Hulse, like myself, like Jake Behan Fitness. People that actually give a shit about you. Who give you a ton of free information, because we know unless we give you this free information, you're not going to want to believe in us. You're not going to want to trust us. And I can completely understand that. I wouldn't want to trust somebody out of a whim just because they look good. I mean, that's too far-fetched for me. And I hope it's too far-fetched for you as well. So what I really want you guys to do is just know that everybody in the fitness industry is not like this, right? You got these people out there that are scamming people. If it sounds like, okay, for instance, like I said, I wasn't going to go in too depth into this, but his little challenge that he did. When you're spending $500 for a challenge to get a meal plan and a workout program that's really generalized, you could have gotten better information off of bodybuilding.com with about 15 minutes, right? Save yourself 500 bucks, spend 15 of your minutes, and you would have found something very similar to what this douchebag is writing out, all right? So essentially, you got to look for people that have a scientific background in what they're doing, right? People go to Matt Ogus and buy his programs because the dude is very I couldn't even say the word. I'll just call it scientific, right? Because he really is. He gets into depth about macronutrients and micronutrients and really boils down into what it means to have each of the two and what it means to your body to have a certain expenditure, have a certain caloric intake, a deficit, a surplus, whatever it may be. The dude goes into depth, he gets his shit across, and he knows that he's talking some real stuff. So eventually, people are going to catch on, and he's going to blow up like wildfire in the proper way. Same with Elliot Hulse. He put a ton of biomechanics, body mechanics up there for everybody to see. And he blew up because he's a trustable and credible source that gives out valid and good information to people. And when people see that, those are the kinds of people you want to spend your money at. It's like going into a store, and the store never tells you what they want to do for you. But all they want you to do is be great, right? That's like what it is if you're going to go buy from someone like ShredZ or somebody from Devon Physique, right? They just got these big pricey bottles of chemicals that they're going to feed to you. And suddenly you're going to look ripped and shredded and lean and cut and all this bullshit. I just want to exploit that, guys, because I see the way the fitness industry is going. We got a lot of trends going on. I hate that shit. I'm sorry. I really do. Don't jump on the newest, hottest trend, because the newest, hottest trend is not always the best, hottest trend, right? You got things like iPhones. They catch on like wildfire. There's nothing wrong with the iPhone. I have one myself, but I would never get one in the first developmental stages of it, because it has bugs and has things to go through in order for them to sift through and make sure it's a good product. The same way that if you look at a fitness trend, you shouldn't hop on board just because it's the newest, hottest one. You should hop onto something because it does something for you that you believe in, that you think is going to be actually beneficial to you. Not just a pill that says, I'm going to burn your fat. So, I guess what I'm trying to say here, guys, is try to really narrow down your sources of information when you're looking on the web. And try not to narrow it down too much to the point where you get rid of sources like myself, Matt Ogus, Elliot Hulse, Jake Behan Fitness, and all of these other ones, right? I mean, you've got to really pick and choose who you could trust. And you got to get a person you get a good vibe from. Myself personally, I would never get a good vibe from watching a video of somebody on Instagram that's driving a Lamborghini who's next to a girl with no clothes on and is coming through and then just rips out a six-pack or whatever the hell he does and says, buy my product. I would never trust that. That's not authentic. That's not real. That just says, I got an ego, I could flaunt what I got, and that's what you're gonna buy. So essentially that's it, guys. Please, if you have any comments or anything like that, leave them down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this whole situation. I know I rambled a lot and I got to a lot of different topics, but that's all I gotta say, guys. Take it easy.